Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of Go-Go Power Rangers issue 11, Shadow Grid. That's gonna be the Shadow Ranger centric storyline. Shattered Grid continues. So, continuing the Ranger Slayer arc, we actually get to see her start to turn good this week. So basically, to cut to the chase, she's under some mind control. So classic PR stuff, especially for MMPR, is that's how all the Green Rangers have started. I'm a little bit mixed on that, to be honest. This has gotten kind of interesting, this whole situation, just because when she was introduced, we're like, oh yeah, it's an evil Pink Ranger, that makes sense. Green Ranger and Pink Ranger have always been tied together. It's Kim. I thought it was kind of a boring choice at the time, although I'm liking what's happening. But I mean, I'm just kind of going through the mental history of this, because that's what you're interested in. You're here for the mental history of Dawson Rider. No, but I mean, like, it was interesting because it was like, okay, evil Pink Ranger, she works for Draken, you know, oh, she's gonna be in Go-Go Power Rangers, that's cool, whatever. And then, you know, we find out that she's gonna be one of the leads for the Beyond the Grid arc in the main comic series as like a protagonist. And that's interesting because if we wouldn't have known that, I almost wish we didn't. I would have never even thought about her turning good, to be honest. Maybe, you know, I'm just the dumbest boy in school, and you guys saw that coming from some hint or something, because sometimes I'm really dense. I didn't know William was the Man in Black until like 2 episodes before, but like, I just would have never thought that was an option because they don't seem to be wanting to go for any kind of redemption with Draken, you know. And what I think made Draken so interesting of a character, or a twist on a character we know, is that it's Tommy without the mind control but still evil. Like, I found that fascinating, like that core idea of, yeah, he was originally mind controlled, but when he broke free, instead of, you know, kumbayaing with the Rangers, he temporarily kumbaya'd with Rita till he done stabbed her, and chose the side of evil. And so I was kind of hoping / interested to see what Kim's motivations were for turning on her friends. Especially since a couple issues ago, we learned that she wasn't always this way, because we started seeing flashback storyline of her and Future Bulk going on, you know, Apocalypse adventures together. So I was even more intrigued. So it was like all these different things coming together of, okay, Ranger Slayer's evil, she wasn't always evil, she's going to be a protagonist in this next arc, so how's that going to work? So the simplest way to get there was obviously mind control, which is basically achieved by, she was in the command center fighting with Kim, and like they turned on like the electric sprinklers and it deprogrammed her or whatever. And so you will get some interesting stuff with the, oh, I can't believe what I did when I was brainwashed, which I'm not saying that can't be interesting. Like, I was really glad in the core comic that they tackled that with Tommy, because they never really developed the consequences of that. But I just find it more interesting when the character is either motivated by themselves or even manipulated, because it's still their choice, even, I don't know. But we'll see. This is one of those cases where it's kind of too early to call, and it's not something where I'm like, oh my god, the comics are trash now. It's just kind of like, I wasn't a huge fan of that decision, you know? But, you know, it could surprise me in the future. Sometimes they make decisions like this and I talk about how I don't like it, and I end up, you know, liking it because they reveal something later that really enhances it, or it just ends up being a small part of a larger cool storyline, because I do like the Ranger Slayer character. I think it's interesting. I think the fact that she's going to be a lead in Beyond the Grid is really cool and really interesting, and we have our answer of how we're going to get there now, which again was also kind of, not confusing, but interesting, because she was an evil Ranger and then Dark Ranger's going to be on the team also. So I'm very interested. I'm really excited just for all the future stuff of the comics. But even the mind control stuff aside, there was some cool stuff in the episode. Matt hadn't had his muffin yet. He hadn't had his muffin yet, Matt. No, but he was distracting the Megazord, and it was actually a really funny moment because, or the Gravezord, like Gravezord was like, bro, I'm gonna destroy everything. That's like Gravezord's voice. And, you know, then it comes down to look at Matt and it goes, Matthew? And I thought it was funny because, you know, future Kim knows Matthew. Speaking of, in this week's Adventures of Apocalypse King and Kim, forget it. I was going to do a bit. Now it's over. I can't even do a voice. In the Apocalypse world, Coinless, Kim and Bulk find future Matt. He's got future bandages, future beard. Wait a minute. Do I have future beard? Am I in the world of the Coinless? But he's got all that, and then he done dies from heartbreak because Kim's still with Tommy. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, later, I guess, technically. Anyway. But yeah, so it all kind of ties together. And then after she turns good, good, two. Less, just one. That's like the least. Maybe this might mean something else. I don't know. I'm crazy in this one today, guys. But she kind of just experiences a little bit of slice of life with them. She goes to the juice bar and kind of reminisces about old times and encourages her younger alternate self to enjoy the small good times, because stuff's gonna suck sometimes in the Ranger world and stuff like that. And she hugs Bulk unexpectedly for him, because, you know, he doesn't know he's gonna be a future Apocalypse fighter. Right now he's just oh golly gee pie in my face. That's him now. Golly gee pie in my face. Anyway, and then she sees Matt too, and then like when she's in the alley kind of composing herself from seeing Matt, Draken shows up, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm totally still on your team. See, I got hashtag Team Draken here. I just tweeted it out. I'm the Facebook moderator, so I was like, whoa. And she's like, I know you weren't on that Facebook account. You were Instagramming for the Rangers account. I don't know why this turned into a social media war. But basically, she tries to keep up the ruse of like, oh, I was just befriending the Rangers to get back to you. And he's like, oh no, not right now. I'm trying to get into the morphing grid. Like, let's leave the women in the past. Like, he was just really sexist about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, but she tried to keep up the ruse for like 3 seconds, and then she like gave it away. And he's like, haha, I knew you weren't on our side. And she's like, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, you think I would leave you here if I thought you could stop me? And like, another classic villain mistake. He's like so cocky and arrogant. He's like, oh, of course I'll leave you here. There's no way you can stop me anyway. Just take her out. I mean, I don't want him to, but I'm just saying logically it's stupid. So obviously she's going to come back to haunt him in some way. Even if she doesn't come back to haunt him specifically, she's going to survive to be in this Beyond the Grid stuff, which is obviously going to be tied to this. It's just dumb villain mistakes. But then, anyway, into the episode, I'm so used to doing episode reviews, into the issue, she's in the command center, like one of the control rooms, and Billy's like, oh, what are you doing here? Everyone's got the same voice. And she's like, oh, nothing, just stuff. And he's like, oh, I know you can't tell me, but you could be doing better work in the further command room. And then she electrocutes him. So, I don't think she's doing anything really evil or anything. I think she's just doing something probably kind of risky or something the Rangers can't know about. I'm not too worried about it. Like, I don't know. I don't think she's going to do like a ritual blood sacrifice of the 5 Rangers to defeat Draken or something. But yeah, this was an interesting issue. I enjoyed it. I think I was interested to find out like why Ranger Slayer ends up turning good, even if I'm a little bit disappointed by the aspect, but I'm curious to see where it goes. I did like the sort of beats of her, you know, observing everyday life, because it was like going into like a nostalgic setting for MMPR, but through the lens of this sort of, you know, Apocalypse World Kim, which I thought was interesting and kind of neat. Oh, and also Rita is doing some stuff like, oh, I'm gonna take advantage of it and blow up a monster, you know how it is. And it was cool to see more of Apocalypse World Kim. I mean, I get a feeling, they probably will show more of it, so I'm curious to see how she got into the position in which she got brainwashed. But yeah, solid issue. I'm really enjoying how entrenched into the Shattered Grid stuff Go-Go Power Rangers is, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this arc ends within Go-Go Power Rangers and where Go-Go Power Rangers goes from here, because they're going to be the only ones, at least for now, that are hosting the core cast, because we're getting a new core cast for the main comic. Anyway, overall score for this week, probably 7.5. Good issue. I enjoyed it. Until next time, I said next Tim. Until next time, and Tim, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that subscribe bell so you can hear all my crazy videos and stuff about Apocalypse Beards. Dawson Rider, signing out.